Watch out! Over there! There's one of them birds!
Can be the answer to all your problems.
Good evening,
as long as you
I'm
have
afraid.
The money.
How are conditions?
I hear gunshots every night. It's just like the war.
You don't seem well.
Oh,
Like
war.
a gun, alcohol, and a bad
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money. Good evening, my dear colleague.
You look ill. Well,
Thank you.
goodbye, miss.
All the good boys join the army.
Hello, miss.
Hello, Doc. Yes?
Do you need some...
What were you?
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Welcome back.
Good evening.
Dorothy.
That's fine.
What can I do?
Show me what... It's locked, all right.
Welcome back.
Goodbye for now.
No match. Wanderer cordial.
It's locked. I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. It's locked, all right.
Has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the swamp.
Not exactly a treasure chest. A battered box, some knickknacks, and a letter.
True horror around you.
Good evening.
It's I already expected the worst.
Yes, he is now.
Samuel steadily made...
How is the sanitary...
Don't you hear the trumpets? The
Don't you...
faith.
No,
Last week.
I have heard enough. Hello again, miss. Hello, Camellia. How are you, partner? Come on, girl. Smile. Don't you know Dorothy and I have an agreement? We're on the same side. No? All right then, as you wish. You don't seem to need my men. Very well.
Disease, desertion, and despair. Your prey is mine now! You're bleeding! You cannot win this! You're mine! You're bleeding! This is my territory! You cannot win this! Your prey is mine now! Crush the leech, boys! Die, vermin! Over there! There's one of them vermin! It's a leech! Get it!
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Get them weapons ready! We found one! Crush the leech, boys! Steady, boys! We've got one of them! Leech spotted! Watch out!
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here
will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I come in, please?
Of course. Please, sir.
It's locked, all right.
What can I do for you?
Do you have any news about...
I just heard the sad saint keeps on helping the sick and...
Mrs.
I am afraid... I think... Let's grow up.
Welcome back, Doctor.
Have you got any reason...
It's still there, just like the turquoise...
Do you need any...
Oh, thank...
Are you...
It makes a...
I wish I shared...
It's not up...
Goodbye.
I should have offered a drink to the boy. Being good. He's just another lost orphan.
You still working at this house?
Have you heard it?
I was told he caught a deadly disease, but survived.
Are you...
Of course I am.
Do you require...
Don't feel...
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Over there! There's one of them stupid beasts! It's one of them!
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you need...
Rest assured, I will help you, sir. Martin Nightingale.
Your merchandise?
None taken, sir.
Have you heard anything recently concerning Sean Hampton's...
He keeps investing time helping the poor and...
Are you feeling worried about...
This city is falling apart.
Young man.
I don't like... Thank you.
Show me what you have to watch. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I come in?
I already took my medication.
I'm sorry. Your medication?
Don't tease me like that.
I think I should...
An epidemic, you say? So, Dr. Tippett, what brings you back here? I heard whispers you had a job at that fancy hospital.
I told you my name is Jonathan Reed. Don't you remember?
Of course I do. I remember my name too. Gillingham. but you may call me Enid, Doctor. I'm very happy to see you again.
Do you require...
I'm glad you asked, Dr. Tippett. Thank you, Doctor.
Have you heard anything recently concerning Sean Hampton's shelter?
I've never heard that name before, I'm afraid.
Are you worried about the sanitation crisis in London?
Too much noise, too much shouting. It keeps me up. Is it really gunfire I'm hearing?
Is anyone taking care of you, Miss Gillingham?
My son is always here to take care of me. He's a good boy like that, but I do worry that he needs to start living his own life. Why, I would never say that to him, of course.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Oh, no. I don't gossip. That...
Who are the more influential...
Well, I heard about some terrible illness going around.
Do you require medical...
I'm all...
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
So...
Goodbye, Miss... Good evening, young...
There's no need...
Why not try seeking help instead of peddling?
There's always the night asylum.
There is no shame in asking for help, my boy.
I don't feel okay with that.
Let me be frank. You're as much of a businessman as I am a werewolf, right?
Who the hell are you to question me? It's hard enough to stay clean when you don't have a place to sleep. I'm doing my best here.
I meant no offense, Mr. Nightingale. I was merely pointing out the fact that you're unlikely to survive long if you continue wandering this path.
And what should I do then, sir? Should I join the Wet Boot Boys like so many others? No thanks. I'd rather be a bad seller than a dead gang member.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
Not really. Miss Gillingham smiles.
Tell me about this.
The poor woman's mad, all right. Kind and all, but she has...
How interesting. I don't suppose you know what happened.
Jack! Rumour has it he tried to tackle some gang lads. I didn't know him well, but I heard he was a nice enough chap. His old ma still thinks he's around.
Goodbye.
I know I've got something that'll strike your fancy.
Good evening, Miss Gillingham.
Of course.
I'll find you something.
So, Dr.
Goodbye, Miss... It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reed.
Do you have recent news? Goodbye, Miss Pack.
Glad to see.
Are you worried about...
There are rumors of infected people turned mad by the fever.
As long as you stay away.
I hope you're right, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Miss... It's locked. This is despicable.
Welcome back to my humble shelter, Dr. Reed. Are you here to subdue me again?
No, Sean. I just came by to see how you are.
I feel all right. Why'd you ask?
Are you still feeding on corpses?
No. It's almost as though the blood you forced me to drink has provided me eternal satisfaction.
How is the sanitary situation in this part of town?
There's a lot of sadness and pain in my flock. I believe we're not fully through the crisis. You should do something about it if you can, Doctor.
How are things in your shelter? Between the mortals and the immortals, I mean.
Even if we're all children of God, I've always maintained a strict frontier between the two communities.
What do you fear?
A few years ago, a Skal decided to pay a nocturnal visit to my sleeping customers. He got caught licking their necks in the dark. Since then, I have added a lock to the door.
What if food became scarce? Wouldn't the immortals in your flock be tempted to feed on the living? Wouldn't you?
The Skals can feed on the dead, Doctor. And until Judgment Day, mortals will continue dying.
Would you let me listen to your chest, Sean?
No, Dr. Reed. You already forced me to drink your blood, and I thank you for that, for I feel better now. But it was quite an unpleasant experience.
It would help me greatly if you would allow me to give you a physical examination.
I said no. I'm no subject of medical examination, and I intend only to obey and to kneel before God.
How did you meet old Bridget?
When younger, I used to patrol the streets at night, searching for lost souls. This is how I met her. It took me 2 months just to get her name. Now we support each other.
You really are a saint, Sean.
Oh, no, sir, I'm not. But I know evil, and I believe goodwill and tenacity can make this world a better place.
Have you seen...
No.
What happened at the Pemp?
I guess we recognized each other. As Skals, I mean. She had but one thought. To punish. To get revenge upon everything and everyone. I realized I had to bring her here quickly.
But why did she fake her own death? There was so much blood in her room. She attacked patients, too.
I just lost her for a minute that night. When I found her, she had caused mayhem across the hospital. I slapped some sense into her, and we fled before getting caught.
What happened then?
We ran here through narrow streets and backyards. She kept saying that someone was talking to her in the dark, offering to avenge her. But I saw nobody.
How did you meet old Bridget?
When younger, I used to patrol the streets at night, searching for lost souls. This is how I met her. It took me 2 months just to get her name. Now we support each other.
Had you already visited their hideout in the sewers?
Just once, and very briefly. Most of them are very discreet, and they see me as an outsider, even if I protect them.
Farewell, Sean. Take good care of your flock, and of yourself.
This Seymour worries me. Glad to see you.
Do you need my...
I can... Thank you.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
This Seymour worries me.
Good evening, Mr.
Reed. Can I be...
Have you heard any rumors regarding Sean Hampton's shelter?
The sad saint will always be a target for vampires, but I'm keeping an eye out.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
It seems the Guard of Priwen has declared war on vampires. I'm not sure if that's a good thing, though.
Really? I thought you'd be thrilled by this news.
The Guard can be reckless. They rush into a fight without thinking. The citizens of London should not be the collateral victims.
Do you need my medical attention, sir?
Actually, I may. In my line of work, I have to stop at any sign of infection.
Treating a vampire hunter's wounds is certainly a first for me. I'm happy to help you, of course.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye.
Ugh!
can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood.
You must prepare, child, for the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
Stay away, whoever you are.
This is no time for petty quarrels, my champion. Can you not hear? The famished queen has awoken.
I am not your champion.
But of course you are, son. As surely as you are the blood of my blood.
I had to kill Mary.
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to...
Silence! I dismiss you, now!
The land calls for a champion. All and everyone needs you.
Silence! I'm tired of all these puppet shows. I cannot enter.
locked, all right.
I must look a fool. Heartens me to know you can't see me, my sweet queen. Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first. You again.
Have you heard anything about Sean Hampton's shelter?
That bastard's become something of a holy man these days. And someone should remind him who really rules the docks.
Are you worried about the conditions in London?
I've heard rumours about some sort of militia patrolling, killing the sick. The wet boot boys are overrun.
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really. One of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
Are you so heartless that you could pull the trigger and kill someone without even blinking?
Have you looked around recently? Do you really think one more body will make a difference?
Do you need medical help, sir?
Yeah, I do. If you can throw in some drugs, I can find use for that too.
So you can sell them on the black market? Sorry. I'll only provide you with exactly what you need.
Fair enough, Dr. Reed. Don't cost me nothing to ask.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby. Good evening.
Hello again.
Can I offer you...
Giving it.
Perhaps... Have you got any news?
As long as he keeps on helping the poor, I'll keep my boys at bay, even if he pisses them off.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
The bodies are piling up, but I'm not afraid. I'm still alive, and I intend to stay that way.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Elite spotted! Watch out, boys! No! Move! Murdering bosses! Mine! Bloody monster! Fuck, he's dead! Pillage all you just shared! Yeah! I hate late. It's elite! Kill it! See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! Oh my god! fire, does it? He's done for!
I cannot enter.
They want war. I'll show them war.
Whatever this poor woman, nobody deserves this kind of punishment.
Bloody labor! Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Remember your vows, friends! Oh my god!
You're feeble!
So this is where she lives. What a splendid house.
Dr. Reed, welcome. How are you?
As good as one can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
I hope I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Indeed. A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him. But I kept it in the end.
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Ekon.
Why do you continue to mock me?
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been since we last met, my friend?
My sister Mary. She was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize, my lady. Your words have been most helpful in these difficult times.
Thank you, my friend. If only we could have guided your poor sister through her terrible nightmare.
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know how it really works. Personally, I make sure my prey will not return to haunt me.
What do you mean?
I am merciless, Jonathan. I only feed on the dying, and I make sure they are dead before leaving their remains.
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire. Certainly extremely old.
How have you reached this conclusion?
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form. His voice, his words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong Ekon proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
I felt this power, radiating like an aura every time he appeared.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the Guard of Priwen half a century ago. I wonder who your maker could be.
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England. Some may still be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are a pawn in some secret and obscure game of chess.
I think I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury for etiquette.
Please do not misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course, to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
How much you want to bet she poisoned me?
Please, call me Elizabeth.
Elizabeth?
So, my lady, why truly did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
Should I trust them?
Of course not. Do not misunderstand me. They can be very useful, but I believe their long-term goals differ from yours.
Why meet them then?
Because nothing truly important can be achieved in this city without their consent. They could be powerful allies in this current situation.
Should I lie to them?
We all lie, Jonathan. It falls to you to choose your behavior. The most important rule is to show them due respect.
Who are they? Really?
They are the embodiment of vampire law in Britain. Some say they influence the destiny of the Empire. Some believe they merely protect it.
How many are they?
Only a small number of powerful and deceitful immortals. All of them entangled in a sticky web of shadow cabinets, influencing trade.
Will they fight the guard of Priwen?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprived them of a powerful weapon.
Why use you to contact me?
Because they know we are close. The Ascalon Club has many spies. Their main occupation is gathering information, and then deciding how to use it.
Oh boy.
Have they threatened you in any way?
Not at all. Their message surprised me at first. But it is only logical, considering the critical situation in London.
Why not ask for your help? Since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself.
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Ascalon, for I am a woman.
Wow.
That suits me well, as long as they leave me alone.
They have done nothing but impede my investigations since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. How Fergal the Beast imposed the club's law.
You have no choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Ascalon Club.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave? Who is he?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Ascalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is rich and extremely influential.
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership. even immortals.
Wow.
How old is he? How long has he been a vampire?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is true, he could be very old.
How powerful is his reach?
The Ascalon Club may be the most influential secret society in England. Not all its members are immortals, but they are all very powerful.
They are not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Ascalon material and has been watched for years.
If you are convinced I must meet him, I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite, but we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Prewen has called for a second great hunt of our kind, and they will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
What is a great hunt?
The first great hunt was launched about 75 years ago. In just a few nights, the Guard of Prewen located and destroyed most of the old British vampires.
Why start a second one?
Prewen has always seen us immortals as a threat to mankind. My guess is they suspect one or more of us is the cause of the epidemic.
How did you survive the first hunt?
I fled, Jonathan. Like most vampires who survived that slaughter. And I secretly came back when I was sure they had lost my trail.
Will the Guard of Prewen and the Ascalon Club fight each other?
I doubt it. If Prewen really launched a great hunt, I think most of the Econs I know would flee the country to escape the bloodbath.
I think I saw them kill an Econ on the way to your house. They seem to have a list with names.
To launch another great hunt, they must have collected intelligence on vampire identities and whereabouts. They are a resourceful lot.
Should we fight back? I will not be hunted down like an animal again.
I admire your courage, Jonathan. But the best way to fight them is to put an end to the epidemic. This is the only way to clear the air.
That's hard.
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the Guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor. I could hide you in my luggage, if you wish.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgrave be my maker?
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
What is the plan?
The plan is we both try to save this city, you and I. Go to Ascalon, accept their proposition, and use their influence to promote your agenda.
How can I save London?
The epidemic is the priority. You must find its origin and put an end to it. This is the best way to solve the crisis.
What will you do?
I still have contacts and old friends in this town. I shall make some inquiries and attempt to learn more of the situation. We need clarity.
Will I ever discover the identity of my maker?
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire, but most of those fled England long ago.
Please forgive my bluntness, But I have to ask. Was it you? Did you make me?
Oh, Jonathan. I know you shall always have a gnawing doubt about who made you an immortal. But I swear, I had nothing to do with it.
You have no idea at all? You seem to know so many things about the secrets of the vampire underworld.
Even if I had my suspicions, I would not dare give you a name so soon. All I can say is this. I will make inquiries and keep you informed.
That's fair.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
Will you not visit Pembroke again?
No. I must remain discreet and avoid attracting attention to Pembroke Hospital for the time being.
But how will you sustain yourself?
I shall not, Jonathan. Fear not. I'm used to it.
When will we meet again?
As soon as you meet Lord Redgrave, I suppose. Fear not, my dear. I shall only be a heart's beat away.
I want to thank you for all your support and your help, my lady.
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice.
She has been very informative.
I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course. But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon. We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
I think she wants to smash. Just being honest. Or as she says it, my heart is always telling the truth. Hey, no. She wants to smash Jonathan, not me. I didn't do shit. No! It would be a very, very painful life to be Jonathan. Being forced to be a vampire. Forced to make shitty decisions. And forced to kill his sister. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of shitty stuff. I would not like to be Jonathan. Thank you very much. On top of all that crap, it's gotta. Oh, shush you.
So, time to visit the Ascalon Club.
Okay, yeah. Are you serious? Looks like a barricade. It's never that easy.
Watch it! It's a killer!
Getting on my nerves, bro. Hey, look, it's me.
Recognize him? No. This one ain't on our list. Well, that's one less anyway. It'll make McCullum happy.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners. It's locked. I cannot enter.
Filthy piece of shit!
That was fast. Oh, that goes to lunch. Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah, 10 people. Thank you.
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Did they message anything? No, well, that's alright. We can chill. That's what I do. Oh, dang. I'm gonna go this way. close. Like, I was really... I'm really under-leveled. I think that's what the problem is. Oh, shoot. I need to go this. Yeah, I need to go that way. Well, it's hard to get experience.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British Vampire Society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Women die too in...
Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Econs. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte.
She has a daughter? And she's human? Like, gasp.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Econ, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
Wow.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Hey.
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Really?
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously, and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Of course not. You have nothing to fear from me, or your mother.
Good to know. And don't worry, my mother told me everything I need to know about vampire tricks, their nature as well as features.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
What has your mother told you? Oh, dang. She's pretty high up there on the,
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Iron Maidens.
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
What you mean is, hide the body.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Dun dun dun. Yeah, I don't really know.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Once I find Emily, that might change. More people. Yeah, that's quite literally the only person I met. And she gave me a side quest. Not bad. Not bad.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too?
Not me.
So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Yeah, that works. Give him some medicine.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
Well, he had a migraine. Excuse me.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. With the epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
Nah, he sounds like a decent dude. What? Oh.
You don't just anything suspicious recently?
How old are you? 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. And so many things have happened.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece, and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
What?
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
I'll go check on him later. Go investigate this dude. He has a top hat.
Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reed.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
Did I miss something?
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
Yeah, he's a simple man.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
Certainly.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
Are you that blind? I've seen hundreds of victims piled up in this city each week.
Mr. Reed, please. Why are you so angry? I did not mean anything by it.
Oh.
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
True.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
London's lone gourmet. What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
I can. Eventually.
I may have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell.
Yeah, give me your shit, bro. I don't know what I want. I think I need these. What is this? You're grounded. Don't you talk back to me. Double grounded. yes, Mitchell, this is a really good game. It teaches you the morals of responsibility. It's one of those games where you can't just take things back. If you do something, you live with it. Let's say, for instance, because I'm a vampire, I could basically go around and gobble up some people's necks after I get strong enough, right? Well, if I eat certain civilians and local, they're gone for good. And repercussions happen because of it.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
This place looks kinda... creepy's not really what I would call it. More like,
There has been quite a battle here.
Looks like a party.
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Oh, yeah.
It's locked, all right.
Jesus Christ. Such a bloody mess. Should I go upstairs? No. I wanna explore. Somewhat. It's more like, I feel like Vampyr would have been a better movie, or a better TV series than it would have been a video game. That's my opinion. The story arc is you're a vampire, you're a doctor, and you kind of help solve problems like a detective, so it's kind of like all of it. But you can still eat people. Well, their necks, just a little nibble. But, you know, when you nibble on them, they don't come back. You can take the blood from enemies, but apparently, I don't really know why, but it doesn't have the same effect. I think it's because you get more experience in taking the lives of civilians. I don't know why. Also, I went outside, but I did not mean to. I was just exploring, and that's what happens when you explore. Sometimes accidents happen. You're an accident. I'm not an accident. You're an accident. Yeah, sort of. I can die all I want. When you kill a... it's kind of like a simulator, a pet sim, sort of. You gotta take care of humans, and there's this hospital, and another districts. Here, actually, I'll pull it up for you. Kinda. It's a pretty big map. Oh yeah, this is as far as it will go. So, I'm over here. There's a vent over there. New dialogue available. Ooh, there's something over here too. New dialogue with Dr. Swansea. Right, Dr. Swansea is the head of the, what's it called? Penn, blah blah. He's the head of the hospital. Then there's, people over here in the docks. I forget who's, oh right. The sad saint. I can't really spoil it, but he's like in charge of the. He's right here. He's in charge of the docks. Then there's Whitechapel, and there's a graveyard. I can't explain what happens over there because spoilers. Whitechapel is another district which is in control of a nurse who works at the hospital. During an investigation of what happened at the hospital, it takes you to Whitechapel, which you find out that one of the nurses is working in Whitechapel as a off-the-book nurse, which is illegal, like actually illegal. But she could lose her job, blah blah blah, she's blackmailing people, blah blah blah. Ultimately, I hear that there's about 6 chapters. I've only made it to chapter 4. But after you do the main story, I guess you can do these side quests, but I don't know if they're always available. Oh, right, like I was saying. So let's highlight the hospital. Pembroke Hospital, right? So I'm technically in charge of all of these people's lives. I need to keep these people from being sick. He has a headache, gets to her, it can actually progressively get worse. She has a headache, he has a headache. So all 3 of these guys have a headache. But let's say I was to dump my XP and try to level up, right? Every time you go to sleep and you wake up the next day, people will either get better if you give them medicine, but if you don't, then they just stay sick and they get sicker. The more they get sick, the more they get these little spiky ball things. And the more they get infected, the higher the prescription of medicine you need to give them. But it's only really important if you're ever going to consume them, which you require to use your mesmerize if you want to eat someone. Like, let's say, right here. Clay Cox, whatever. I want to eat this dude sometime in the maybe near future. If I was to eat anyone from the Pembroke Hospital, it'd probably be this dude. He's kind of an ass. I don't really like him. Then there's like other people that you can eat, or sorry, not eat, but consume. Like this dude, Embrace. Sorry. But in the game, they call it Embrace. Like this dude right here, Mortimer Goswick, right? He tried to kill himself. He doesn't tell you outright. You have to go find out how or why and all that other stuff. And he gives you a side quest. This is his mother. Takes him to the hospital. It's illegal to be psychologically impaired to the degree of suicide in this time period. So they would literally throw him in jail, which is counterproductive. They throw him in an insane asylum for trying to kill himself because he's a danger to himself, and he'd be monitored by guards most of the time. But that's just my take on it. It's stupid, but it is an actual thing that did happen. So she took him to this hospital. He basically is like begging, hey, eat me. But I really don't want to. I want to take care of him. This guy, he deserves it. I don't want to get into it. This dude, he's got a shitty backstory. Not gonna get into it, but yeah. Then there's Thelma Howcroft. She has her own little problem. She thinks she's a vampire, but she's not. She saw a vampire and just got saved by it and was like, oh man, I want to be one too. So now she's trying to drink blood. No, sadly. That's something I wish they would have implemented, but that is a very good point. I do have... Where This guy, right here. He is technically vampire-ish. It's hard to really describe. There are some people that in this game there's different types of vampires, but none of them are truly true vampires. My character, what's his name? Jonathan Reed. He is not a true vampire. He's considered what's called an econ, which is like a he has limitations and abilities similar to that of a vampire, but he is not a vampire. But then there is Sheen Hampton. He is also, he has the properties of a vampire, but he is not a vampire. He's more like a ghoul. He'll actually go consume flesh rather than drink of the blood. But that's for reasons that I've yet understood. There's got to be some kind of reason behind it. Anyways, later on you find out that there's another type of vampire, but for some other reasons, those type of vampires are a little bit different. Well, going on. As you can see that there's a couple people that are infected. I need to go treat them and give them medicine and discover about their past. The more you see those little hourglass or magnifying glasses, the more I talk to people around him or him talk to the person themselves, they'll start to reveal information. I'm going to eat this dude so bad. I gotta beat the game, but he is going to be my very first victim. I hate this dude. I'm going to take good care of you, buddy. Anyways, so the amount of experiences in the blood quality, the more you investigate them and the better you take care of them, wink wink, the more experience you can get from them. It's just a little mini game of a sort. You could theoretically let them all die, but upon that happening, bad stuff happens. I'm not exactly sure what, but for the most part, it is entirely possible to eat everyone, including this dude, in the district. It's just going to take time because you start out with Mesmerize level 1, Mesmerize level 2, then, as you can see, 3, and the highest you can go is, I think, 6. But for some god-awful reason, it's either 6 or 5. But for this dude right here, you had the chance earlier, but you can still do it later. Same with this dude. No, wait, actually no, you don't get the chance earlier. You just... I know that you can embrace this dude, which is just eating him. I'm just gonna call it eating. And same with her, but there's still some things I need to do for her. I could do her now, actually. No, wait. I can't. She's still alive. Darn. I'll do it later. Or I'll tinker with it later. Anyways. So while you do with their little side quests, you get more information about them, which gets you more experience. The more you talk to them, more you learn about them, more you get out of it. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Fuck this guy. Yeah. Fucking hate that dude. He's a fucking douche. Father Tobias, White Dagger. Ugh. There's a reason why. There's like 7 different reasons I want to kill this dude. He deserves that. Anyways, I'm gonna go continue the story and talk to this dude about stuff. Ooh. Good dagger. Actually, I can equip that. Maybe salvage it? There we go.
Good evening. We repel the
Fuck you. Fuck you guys too.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bancher was no match for him.
Here, here, here.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss.
Oh boy. So the games begin.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable.
Oh yeah.
Is she a good friend of yours?
Sorry about that. Yeah, this game's really fun. It's maybe good for 1 or 2 playthroughs, but it's definitely time well invested. I wouldn't actually say that I played this game more than once, but it's definitely something to do. Now let's say...
She has proved to be helpful on many occasions.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why are you suddenly so friendly? The last time I met one of yours, he tried to kill me.
Are you referring to Fergal? He was the most useful of servants, but he was just a servant. You, on the other hand, Doctor, proved yourself much more worthy.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
I don't want to talk about the maker, so...
How dare you speak so flippantly of my family?
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
Oh, let's start.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members. And I do appreciate obedience.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2 foreign Ekons. This is an outrage. We shall chase these intruders down.
I was chased by a gigantic Valcod 2 nights ago. I thought it was Fergal coming back, but no. That creature barely spoke English.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him?
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
Skulls are hostile vectors of contagion. That is a fact. But first and foremost, they are victims.
I agree, Dr. Reed. Most of the new Skulls who roam the streets at night used to be good British citizens. But they must be put down nevertheless.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire. I cannot enter. Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
Infection. Infection. The rats carry it, I heard. Rats. 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 Many rats around that big house. Funny smell, too. Dead flesh.
And where is this house?
West of the park. Not very far. A big house with no sound, no light, no life left.
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones. Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm hungry. Need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reed?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
Infection. Infection. The rats carry it, I heard. Rats. 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 Many rats around that big house. Funny smell, too. Dead flesh.
And where is this house?
West of the park. Not...
I must go now. Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny. I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus. May I come in?
I was going to bed, actually.
I'm sure you can spare me a few minutes. For old time's sake.
Of course you may enter, Jonathan. You know that you are always welcome here. But this hour of night? At least you survived the Great War. I feared the worst.
It's locked. It's locked. It's a pleasure to see you again, Venus.
So you returned from the war in one piece too. Thank God. My Clarence is back home too.
How is the old rascal?
Probably outside, chasing ghosts and chimeras. Clarence has changed a lot since he returned from the war, you know.
How have you been since the last time we met? How long has it been? 3 years now?
I've done my duty, like all British women. You have no idea what it was like to wait for months without knowing if I'd still be a wife or a widow.
I understand. Luckily, this part of town has been saved from the worst of the bombings, from what I've seen.
Yes, and it's also true about the epidemic. The flu has killed here too, of course, but not on such a large scale as in other parts of town.
Have you noticed anything peculiar about the neighborhood recently?
You mean except for your return to town? No. Oh, and again, Jonathan, please accept my condolences for your sister.
Thank you, Venus. It was so sudden, and I've been so busy, I haven't spoken to anyone about it.
I wish I could have assisted at the funeral, but, you know, It's been so quick. And what with the epidemic in the streets?
There's no need to apologize, my dear. It's normal, considering the circumstances.
No, it's not. I am sure that Clarence has not even thought to present you his condolences. He is too busy with his penny dreadful stories.
Why is my return so surprising?
It's more an unexpected happy end than a surprise. You and Clarence, back from the war. You have no idea how hard it's been for me.
Venus, why do you worry so much about your family's reputation?
Everyone laughs at Clarence now. And they avoid me because they believe I share his insane opinions. I'm a leper in my own community.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
The McPhersons. I heard they locked themselves in their own house.
They could just be afraid of getting sick.
Perhaps you're right. But if I were you, I'd pay them a visit. A big house, reachable through a courtyard, to the north of the railway bridge.
Goodbye for now.
At least you survived the Great War. I feared the worst.
That building is under quarantine. Could this be what I'm looking for? I cannot enter.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just trying to get some snacks. But yeah, that was annoying. Those the scowls that spit up the orange powdery stuff, the bile. Man, they're annoying. Hey you. What's up? Can I borrow some of your cereal? Oh, come on! Yeah, the third one came out of nowhere. Well, it came from the room I was in, but there was no enemy in there. Well, originally there was two, but now there's three, but this third one shows up after I kill one of them, and it's like, what? I mean, I enjoy this game. It's a little spooky, a little bit. Oh, my spine. Oh, you severed my spine. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do it. You did it. Let's try this again. last time it was the other one, but still, nah. You're grounded for making sense. No, you. Nah, you. No, it's part of my cover. What you talking about? I'm sorry. I swear this is so hard though. How long have I been streaming? 3 hours? That's not bad. No! Guys, I think I might be losing my mind. So I'm gonna probably stream this tomorrow. I think I've effectively reached my my limit. It's nice hanging out with you guys. Appreciate your time visiting and taking a look at this Vampyr game. Oh man, it's so awesome. If you guys ever need anything or if you ever want to talk, just stop on by. I'll be back tomorrow. About maybe about 8ish to like 10ish. I'll be streaming till whenever I start to get tired. You guys take care. Peace.